1,000 Words podcast. Join us as we discuss the antics of pro athletes, sports politics, and everything in between. No sport nor athlete is off limits. Now, get you a pitcher of wine and enjoy the show. Here are your hosts, Lene and Linnell Fletcher, a.k.a. the Fletcher Twins.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of A Picture's Worth 1,000 Words podcast. This your girl Nelly Nell.
And it's your girl Nay. What it do, boo?
That's right. And tonight I am drinking on the usual. I'm obsessed with red wine now, so this is Cabernet.
I have Zephyr Hills, but I put it in the freezer, right? Because I'm still on my water diet until the 12th, which is next week, thank God. But I put it in the freezer and it has ice in it, and that's the best. I love really, really cold water.
Yeah, and when we drink sodas, you put it in the freezer for like 15 minutes and it get that perfect temperature. Anyway, this weekend I didn't do much. I did laundry on Friday. I left work and did laundry, so I was happy to get that out the way. I took out my hair. As you can see, I don't have the braids anymore. I just threw on a wig before my birthday hairdo, which is next week. It's going to be exciting. Something that you guys have never seen me in. And we both got two different hairstyles to rock that weekend, so it's going to be colorful, okay? Very, very colorful. And of course, I watched the NBA playoffs, and we're going to get into some of that action later in the episode. But what did you do this weekend?
Let's see. So this weekend was the weekend that Joe came back Saturday. So, Saturday, I don't know. We picked him up from the airport, and then Sunday we went bowling because we all went bowling, which was pretty good. And then we just watched the NBA playoffs. I had a pretty, last 2 weekends has been pretty quiet, but this weekend coming up, and then the weekend after that, I don't even want to think about it because it's this weekend I have something on Friday, Saturday, and 3 things on Sunday. It's crazy.
Not 3. Okay, it's so funny because when I came home today, I literally thought about that. I said the next 2 weekends, I'm gonna be dead, and I can't wait till the weekend of the 19th. I can't wait till the next weekend. Like, I'm already wanting to be in that weekend. But yeah, so since you started it, what are you doing this weekend?
So this weekend, Friday, Joe's cousin is graduating, so she having a graduation dinner.
Okay.
Saturday, we going to see that play I told you and Edwina about the New Jack City play.
Off of the movie?
Yes, we going to see that play. Remember I told you and Edwina about it?
I didn't know it was New Jack City, but I remember you said something about a play.
Yeah, and so we going to see that Saturday. Then Sunday we got to teach church, junior church. After that, we got the brunch at Bar Rita for somebody's birthday. And then after that, we have like one of Joe's daughters. He has like 10. Yeah, I guess it's a christening or a baptism. I don't know how they do it in Catholic, but it's Jeff's youngest sister.
Jeff's youngest sister? They got a sister? I didn't know that. Okay.
It's 9 of them now. You know, Bella is their sister.
No, I didn't know Bella was Joe. It was Jeff and Splash's sister. No, I did not.
It's 9 of them all together.
Oh, 9? Oh, wow. Okay. But this weekend, Mama, Daya, Jada, and Janae coming, so I have to be on. I have to actually get up out of bed.
You have to be
I think on Saturday when they come, of course, they want to go to the Seinfeld restaurant. So we're going to the Seinfeld restaurant. I think we're going to go to the Edge, which you went there too. So we're going to the Edge. Sunday, we're going to see Chicago on Broadway. And we're going to eat out at the steakhouse because Mama said she just had to have a good 4 or 5-star restaurant dinner before she left. And in between all that, we probably go to Times Square, Central Park, touristy stuff, which I'm not going to care for, but it is what it is. And also, because as you can see, I have on long sleeve still, and my heater is on, it's still cold. I told them to prepare for the weather. It's 50s and 40s. I don't know what's going on, and it's windy.
Wow.
So you need to give Janae some winter clothes, okay? Because it's not hot. It probably don't get hot till like the second week in June.
I will make sure. But also, I forgot to tell you, the weekend after our birthday is Jada's recital, it's Janae's in Brooklyn recital, and then the weekend after that is Jada's. So pretty much this whole month of weekends, I'm booked.
I'm coming to Jada's. That's Memorial Day weekend. I'm excited to go to that. Anyway, let's get into our segment around the league. So Dylan Brooks, which I do not like, NBA player, he was fined $25,000 for missing media availability. Remember, I was like, I think last week I asked you, don't you get fined for things like that? So he was
Yeah.
fined, which I think was warranted. But what
Yeah,
wasn't warranted is the statement that the Grizzlies just let out that they not re-signing him under any circumstances. And I'm like, why y'all had to say it like that? Like, first of all, that's somebody's livelihood. That's his job. And second of all, under any circumstances, what did he do wrong? Talking trash isn't doing nothing wrong. They act like he caused them to lose against the Lakers. You need to look at your star, sir. Look at your star. He's the problem.
No, he's
I
not.
mean,
Don't do it. Don't do it.
John has
Back it
opposite
up.
problems.
Beep, beep. Back it up. Okay. First of all, Dylan Brooks talked too much trash to only be averaging 2.5 points a game. Okay, you can't talk trash if you average under 5 points. I don't know if Ja talks trash, but even if he does, he backs it up. Okay, Brooks was a problem. Okay, because a lot of teams didn't like Memphis because of Brooks. I seen this whole like clip of Draymond Green talking about Brooks, and like no, I don't know what this guy did, but nobody likes him. I don't know.
Because he called LeBron old.
Sorry about him missing a media post conference or whatever. What he could have did was what that running back did. I forgot his name, but what he did, he went out there.
Marshawn Lynch.
Marshawn Lynch. He went out there. He didn't want to do it, and he didn't answer no questions. He just said, "I'm just here so I don't get fined." Now y'all can do what y'all want to do, but I'm just here.
That's crazy, but I still don't agree that they shouldn't say it under any circumstances. It's like they was kicking him when he's down. I don't like that. They should have just said we're not re-signing him. Like under any circumstances, it seemed like he did something wrong. Y'all did something wrong. Y'all need to regroup. Cause y'all talk Memphis Grizzlies ever since y'all came on there been talking trash like they the next dynasty and they never make it either to or past the first round. Okay. But anyway, Steph Curry dropped 50 points in game 7 versus the Kings, which is an NBA record. So obviously, it went to game 7 like you wanted, but you were rooting for the Kings, and now you're rooting for the what are they called? Golden State Warriors. So I don't know how that even happened, but we'll talk about that on the other side. Joel Embiid finally won NBA MVP, so kudos to Joel. And as y'all can see, if y'all watching on the YouTube, I am wearing my Curtis Martin throwback Jets jersey because I meant to wear it last week when we finally signed Aaron Rodgers, but I forgot it. But this week we signed Randall Cobb. He's reuniting with Aaron Rodgers, and he signed a 1-year deal. So I'm very excited. We going to the playoffs. At least that's where we're going to make it. I ain't say we're going to win the ship yet, but we're going to the playoffs, okay? So kudos to my Jets and Curtis Martin. And quarterback Bryce Young was drafted number 1 overall in the NFL draft to the Carolina Panthers. So yes.
I got one more around the league. So remember when I think it was when Renee Washington was on, we talked about the Florida Panthers and how they needed a miracle to get into the playoffs because they lost like their last few games and they needed like a whole bunch of scenarios to happen. It happened, right? So they eased their way in there as like the lowest seed, I believe. So the first round they beat whoever the Boston Bruins. I think they were the highest seed. They beat them in game 7. So now they're playing Toronto Maple Leafs. and they beat them. So they won zip right now. It's best out of 7 like the NBA, and they beat them at their home. So they play tomorrow again at 7. So keep an eye out for the Florida Panthers. They stadium right here in Sunrise, y'all. I might go to a game.
Sit up next to the glass so when they bump the thing, you can feel it. But anyway, so I want to get into a news update that just came out about 2 days ago, and we reported on this story when it happened in 2021. So ex-Raiders wide receiver Henry Ruggs III, he is intending to plead guilty in the fatal crash that killed a woman and her dog. So to remind y'all what happened, he was driving his Corvette 156 miles per hour. And it was a residential street where the speed limit was only 45. He was drunk 2 times the legal limit. So he gonna plead guilty of a felony charge of DUI resulting in a death and a misdemeanor count of vehicular manslaughter. He initially had more charges and was facing up to 50 years in prison, but his attorneys agreed that he would serve a sentence of 3 to 10 years. So what are your thoughts on this? Do you think that's enough time? If you were the judge and the one who picked the actual time served, how much would you pick if you were the judge? Because don't they serve only like 80% of their time sentence anyway, right? They never serve the whole time.
I would have definitely given him more time than 3 to 10 years. I'd have probably given him 20 years, 20 to 25, because he killed somebody. And my whole thing about it was when we saw the video of it, the lady car in the background was on fire. Nobody went to help her. She literally burnt alive, her and her dog. And the freaking girl that was in the car with Henry was more worried about Henry than the lady in the car that was on fire. Like I couldn't believe it. Like that was such a sad story, and it was like nobody even like attempted to go over there.
Until probably the cops got there. Yeah, I remember that scene, but I also remember the scene where he rolled by cameras. He literally was literally flying down the street. He was going so fast, and it just sucks. Like somebody had to die. No, you don't want anybody to die in a drunk driver situation, but you notice the drunk drivers never die. It's always the people they hit, or but yeah, so he gonna get 3 to 10 years. He gonna still be young when he get out. I'm pretty sure he in his 20s. He wasn't that old, but that's rough. But yeah, usually when you plead guilty, you get a lesser sentence because you don't have to go to trial and all that and waste people tax money. But yeah, he should never pick up a drink again.
He
This would
shouldn't
be
be
I would
allowed to
never.
drive. Like they should revoke his license for life, a ban for life.
Yeah, he shouldn't drive anymore or pick up another drink. And it's gonna be traumatizing for him because he killed somebody. When you accidentally kill somebody, it's not easy for you. It's traumatizing too. So he gonna have to go to therapy because he killed somebody and their dog. I'm surprised they ain't count that dog as a person. You know they be counting dogs as people now. They like dogs more than people. Anywho, let's get into our juicy story of the day. And this is about Coach Prime, Deion Sanders. He's ashamed of the NFL. So this is why he remember he was the coach at Jackson State University for 3 years. He went to Colorado University, which is a PWI, and Jackson State is a HBCU. So Jackson State's Isaiah Bolden was the lone HBU player selected in this year's draft. Isaiah said he will hold it down for the products of HBCUs. Prime tweeted at him, "You deserve to be drafted much higher, but I am truly proud of you. I'm ashamed of the 31 other NFL teams that couldn't find draft value in all of the talented HBCU players, and we had 3 more draft-worthy players at JSU." So the Patriots selected him in the 7th round, 245 overall. And he, like I said, Deion was at JSU for 3 years. The first year was the COVID year, so he really didn't do nothing. But those last 2 years, they was winning like their conference title. So he turned that program around. And a year ago, when he was still there, 4 JSU players were drafted by the NFL. And after the draft, 16 players from HBCUs, 3 from JSU, have signed as undrafted free agents. So people got in there just as undrafted free agents. What are your thoughts on this? Is this karma for Prime for leaving JSU? Do you think HBCUs will be behind the 8 ball regarding the NFL draft always? Do you think this will shift players from coming to HBCUs now, especially since Prime is gone? Because he was the ticket. And I have more questions, but answer those 3 first.
So, karma, she's a bitch, and yes, it is. So, first of all, what he should be ashamed of is breaking his 4-year contract with JSU and going to a PWI. Nothing's wrong with PWI. We went to a PWI, but that's what you should be ashamed of. You shouldn't be ashamed of what you thought was gonna happen. You gave them even more of an incentive not to draft people from HBCUs. Like, I don't know what mirror you looking in. You need to unfog the mirror. Okay, you looking through a foggy mirror. Okay.
Oh my God.
You just gave them momentum to do what they're doing because they like, oh well, he didn't stay, so
why should we even look at that program?
Exactly. So this is karma coming around. He shouldn't even said nothing. He should have sat back, stayed at his PWI, and just kept quiet, because now the whole goal, I thought the whole goal of him going there was to bring more Black kids there, bring more eyes on the school and other HBCUs. So maybe the NFL start looking at these schools. But for you to leave them, break your contract and leave them, and now that's what you ashamed of this? This is what you ashamed of? You need to go sit down somewhere. Because I don't
Okay, good points. Do you think if he was still at JSU, more of his players would have been drafted this year?
Probably, yeah, I think so.
Well,
Because last year, did you say 3 or 4 was drafted last year when he was there, and now only 1?
Yeah, technically
Not rocket science.
Technically, this class of draftees were from his last year, technically, but still he's gone. So the history, I looked up a little facts on my Google, and I saw that JSU has produced 93 professional football players and 4 Hall of Famers. And only 13 college football teams at any level has produced more Pro Football Hall of Famers than JSU. So they are getting into the league. They're just not being drafted. So is the ultimate goal to make it to the NFL or to get drafted? Like, what's the ultimate goal? Is it, because it seemed like if you go to HBCU, you're not going to get drafted. So is it HBCU or NFL draft? Which one is it? Because, yeah, you do want to have that cultural experience, but are you going to give up your potential career for it?
First of all, with the culture experience, you can get that in the neighborhood. Most of the football players come from a culture experience neighborhood. So that don't mean you need to go to HBCU. Anyway,
I'm on the corner with Pookie there.
Yeah, Pookie, Kiki, Lala, whatever. So yeah, no. You forget the question. Okay, so no, the ultimate goal for them, the boys, is probably to get in the NFL, get their people out the hood, whatever. But that check for an undrafted person is not the same check from a drafted person. Okay, so these NFL teams rather pick somebody that's less talented to draft them and pay them more than to pay somebody that they signed that's undrafted. They probably still getting 6 figures, which is a decent salary, but still them 2 different checks. So their ultimate goal might be to get in the league, but we overall, the greater good, our ultimate goal needs to be to get drafted.
Correct. Okay. but they still can take care of their family with 200,000. I remember, I think we were talking to NFL player, the one we went to, who flew us out to Dallas. I think he said the starting rookie salary, if you're not drafted, was 400 and something thousand. So that's not bad. And remember, we all got on Shannon Sharp for going on live TV saying he would have rather gone to a PWI than a HBCU. But are we kind of now, in the big scheme of things, do we see why he'd rather go? Because do you think he would? Because he was drafted late, even though he is a Hall of Famer, he was drafted really late in the draft. If he would have went to a PWI, would he have been drafted earlier and got a bigger bag earlier in his career?
I believe so. Because I mean, it sucks to say, but it is what it is. It really is.
So you said if you trying to get drafted, you need to go to a PWI.
That's what it is. That's what you need. Hey, Puka and them ain't gonna pay that light bill when FPNL come out there to turn them off. It's not gonna do it. I mean, if you're an athlete and you want to get drafted right now, I think that's your best bet. Maybe in the future it'll be different, but right now, I mean, if you're not an athlete and you majoring in, I don't know, business or whatever, go to Howard or whatever. That's cool.
That's true. I remember now, be that I'm older and what I do know now, I do wish because FAMU and FSU right down the street. I do wish we would have went to FAMU more often, like just to hang out and stuff. But we had no car, y'all. We had no car. So we literally went to FAMU maybe 2 times in our 4-year career up there, which is terrible. But luckily our siblings, older and younger, went to FAMU. So we get a little stories from them. But yeah, that HBCU experience is different in a good way.
It is. I agree. I agree. But like I said, if you're trying to get drafted, at least for momentarily, you might need to look at the PWIs, because those are the schools, these coaches and whoever in these front offices, those are the schools they look at first.
And that's not fair. And that's why this is what I call the trickle down effect. Deion leaving, and then it's going to trickle down to his student athletes, and they're not going to be drafted. And this was the cause and effect. He's seeing it already, and he ain't even been gone a whole year. And so we need Ed Reed to go back to Bethune. Can y'all reinstate that man, please? We need athletes. Well, I know we got Eddie George at Tennessee State, but I haven't heard of somebody from Tennessee State getting drafted in a round. Maybe they have. If they have, put it in the comments. But yeah, we need more ex-NFL like Hall of Famers to go to these HBCUs and raise the program.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna take a pay cut, but y'all rich. Y'all ain't gotta be billionaires. All y'all got money. All y'all Hall of Famers don't just leave.
So we need y'all to step up. Randy Moss, T.O., all y'all need to come back.
I think, but I do think, and this is because I think defense wins championships. I do think defensive players make better coaches, but that's just me. So like the Ed Reeds, like the Deion Sanders, cornerbacks, all them like defensive backs, like Antonio Crow, he'll make a good coach.
Yeah.
Tony, he coached him, but I don't know if Tony Carter is at a PWI or HBCU, but I do think defensive players make better coaches. But yeah, give Antonio Cromartie a contract at an HBCU. Okay, because he'll be a good coach. I feel that he would be one. Who else we went to school with? That would be one. Tony, him.
Pat could be a good one. He was
safety. He was a safety. Yeah, so that's what I think needs to happen, because that's like, to me, that's the overall goal. If you want these HBCUs to be on Front Street and to be treated just like the PWIs, we need to get big names in there so they can drive people to the school, and they can like generate revenue.
Devin might be. We went to high school with Devin. Devin Hester. He might be a good. Cause he played both offensive defense and defense.
Yeah,
Right?
he was like
So
he
yeah,
broke
he'll
records
be a
with
good
like punt
coach.
returns and stuff. So yeah, Devin would be a good one. We need these people to get cut, y'all. We need these people at these HBCUs so people can go to HBCUs and not worry about if they're gonna get drafted or
Yeah,
not.
cause they'll see, like, for instance, Devin Hester. They'll see Devin and be like, I want to be like him. So I want to get coached by him. Like I always said, when I started taking my kids to see the pediatrician, I always wanted to pick a Black person so they can be like, oh, there are Black doctors and stuff. Like I want to be like this person. But now her schedule be so busy, we had to go back.
I know when I lived down there, I had a Black dentist and I was so in love with her, but they still so expensive. I had insurance and I still would have to pay out of pocket, but she was good.
You was out of network and they wouldn't tell you. They don't tell you that unless you ask them. They'll be
Well,
like,
maybe
yeah, we
that's
accept it,
why.
but you need to ask them, am I in network? Because they gonna accept it. But they ain't gonna tell you if you're out of
But yeah, I
network.
used to have to pay like 100 and something like every visit still, even though I paid with insurance. But and I used to be upset, but she was really good because when I went to the dentist for the first time here and I left, my teeth didn't feel as clean. So I was like, I want to go back to her. I want to go back to her. But anyways, yeah, so Deion, yeah, I don't feel sorry for you at all. You need to keep quiet, stay over there where you at, and let these HBCUs do what they gonna do. And
Yeah,
by
why is
you
you at
leaving,
Colorado speaking on JSU anyway? I thought they was in your rear view when you took off 3 months ago or however long without looking back.
yeah,
Don't speak on them. You speak on Colorado. How many people did Colorado get drafted? I need to look that up. We're gonna let y'all know in the next episode.
That's funny. And yeah, they football tickets already done sold out, so he's thriving. But leaving these people in the back behind like that. I don't even want to get on that because he did what he did for whatever reasons, personal reason, resource reasons,
He could have
whatever.
stayed
But
that last year.
huh?
He could have
He could
stayed
have
that last year.
yeah, I don't know, but yeah, if y'all want to get drafted at this point, go to a PWI. Maybe in 20 years it'd be better, but yeah. But yeah, A Different World made me want to go to HBCU. But back then, you remember the show A Different World? Back then, honestly, I didn't even take that into consideration when we were looking at colleges. Because I remember first I wanted to go to California because I wanted to be an actress. But then we wanted to go to UCF. We got on the waiting list for that. And then I was like, well, if I got to stay in Florida, because Mama wanted us to stay in Florida, I was like, well, if I got to stay in Florida, I want to go to the Florida State University. Like, I want to go to the state university of the school. I didn't know if they were white or black. I didn't even take that into consideration. That's funny.
Yeah, we didn't know. We just
Yeah,
applied.
we just went. We did. These kids nowadays are so much more educated and knowledgeable. Or maybe you just learned this with age. I don't know. Do they know the difference between the HBCU and the PWI?
No.
Okay. On to the NBA playoffs. So the first round has concluded.
Mm-hmm.
And the most surprising thing that happened in the first round was the Bucks. Miami Heat did a gentleman's sweep of the Milwaukee Bucks.
A gentleman's sweep? What does that mean?
I knew you was gonna ask. A gentleman's sweep, because you know a
Let
sweep
them win
is
one game?
4-0. A gentleman's sweep is they just let you win one game. They just let you win. It's not a full sweep. They was being a gentleman about it. I let you get this win. Okay. So that was the biggest shocker. And I think that was the most exciting as well, because the Heat, like we were saying last week, is so gritty and work so hard and stuff like that. So kudos to the Heat. And they in the second round with the Knicks, they tied 1-1. They beat the Knicks first, so they continued their little reign. The second game they didn't have Jimmy Butler, but they were still on the cusp of winning.
Yeah.
So when he come back, this might be another gentleman's sweep. Okay?
I couldn't believe that he played the rest of that game of game one. He was limping.
But he was just they said he was in there just as a distraction, but they also said the Knicks took it easy on him because they knew he was hurt. If you in the game, to me, you 100%.
You
And
100?
if I know you hurt, I'm gonna expose that hurtness, okay? But yeah, they said the Knicks took it easy on him because they knew he was hurt, which I guess that's good. But okay, the second round, we also got my boy LBJ against your boy Steph Curry in the second round. The Lakers beat them last night, even though Curry and them was shooting all them threes. I kept saying, all them threes y'all shooting, and y'all still lost. Now what? Y'all still lost, okay? Loser. I still like Keith Curry though. I mean, as a basketball player, he's too light for me to go with.
I still got the Warriors to beat them.
Of
Because
course
it
you
was
do.
actually the Heat. The Lakers had a pretty good lead, and they were able to chip into it.
I was so scared. I was
did
scared.
fall asleep though. I remember I text y'all and said I'm not gonna make it. I didn't make it.
Me and Tara stayed up. I was scared because they came back and tied it up. I think we was up by like 15 or 14. And even when we was up by like 10, and the announcers kept saying something about it. I said, that's not a league with Golden State.
No.
Nothing is a league with Golden State. But yeah, they came back and I was scared. I was sweating because I was scared. But we inked it out and we played tomorrow night again. I think it's earlier tomorrow night. It's 9:00. So that's good. The Nuggets is up 2-0 on the Suns. So the Suns look like they gonna get swept with Jokic and all that. So we'll keep an eye on that. The Celtics got beat by 76ers in the first game because of James Harden had like 45 points, and I think he hit like a buzzer beater or a game-winning shot with like 0.8 seconds left. So kudos to them. Now let's get to the highlight of the week. And the highlight of the week is finally Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson. They finally got a deal done. So he signed a 5-year deal worth $260 million, $185 million guaranteed. Kudos to him. Now making him the NFL's highest paid player. So it ain't Jalen Hurts no more. That was a good week for Hurts, but it ain't no more. It's so funny. Huh?
It was a good 7 days.
It's so funny. Nicole, his agent, I forgot her last name, but she tweeted, that was a good 4 days. That was a good 4 days. And I was like, but no, that's really good. So now he got OBJ, so they gonna see what he can do. So that's good for him. Good for my Jets. I'm excited for the Jets. What your Patriots doing?
I haven't even. Well, we drafted a JSU player.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's all I know. I don't really I don't watch the draft unless I know somebody that entered, which after college I really didn't know nobody. So I don't watch the draft. I don't do what is it called, preseason? I don't do that.
Yeah.
I don't do off-season practices and fake games. No, I start week 1 fresh. Okay, so I won't know nothing until week 1. But to be honest, ever since Tom left, it's been like blah for me.
Might be time for you to pick another team. I done switched them often. I think I grew up Dallas.
I do like a run.
Don't come over here. We don't need no more fans. Like we got 2 of the fans. But no, I grew up Dallas fan. Then high school, it was Tampa. And then college, I was Carolina. And then I switched to the Jets. So I done had 14. So you can switch. You've been Patriots for forever.
Yeah, I was Minnesota first. Well, I went everywhere where Randy went. Minnesota, he was on Oakland. He's with the Titans for like 4 games.
That 1 year, you had 4 different teams when he kept switching. Anyway, that is all for this week's episode. Next week, I do think we are having a guest, and we'll give a little bit of birthday details on next week's episode. But as you all know, I will be in Florida celebrating. So yeah, thanks for listening. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey y'all, thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of A Picture is Worth 1,000 Words with yours truly, the Fletcher Twins. Make sure you join us every week and rate, comment, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit up our email at podcast.1000words@gmail.com with any questions or topics you'd like to hear us cover. Also, check us out on IG at The Fletcher Twins and Facebook at A Picture Is Worth 1000 Words.